Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, okay. And I remember that being there before, but yeah, just once more because I saw this originally in a preview by my good friend Molly, Girl Got Game. This once again your man Bob Doc Bob called. Welcome you to a game as I just said about, I saw preview of. It's called, as you can see, Pink Noise. This is a horror game. I can't wait to see what horrors lie in store. I already know the basic premise because I saw just the beginning of it, the first chapter. Oh, geez, I didn't notice at first. There seemed to be eyes there. Or something eerie already. Uh, and I backed this on Kickstarter, but unfortunately, the uh, they weren't able to collect the funds. But it was made nonetheless, and it's right now as I'm recording it up until March 20th. It's on an early bird discount on Steam. So if you think Harley's a gentleman, you can probably check this out. And let's see what this does here. This takes place in the late 80s into the early 90s, and this was made with the Unity engine, which always makes me nervous because a lot of games that have dealt in death and or evil have been made with that. And that's exactly why I think it should be a lot of fun. I'll put the links to all kinds of games that also use the Unity engine to be made in the description. And yeah, this is in the late 80s. I think it's in the late 80s, and then it goes into the early 90s. I myself was born in the late 80s, so this is quite a nostalgia trip for me. I wonder if Nickelodeon will be featured in this. That'd be awesome. They'll probably run into copyright if they tried to do that, but yeah. Fall comes to Riverwood with chilling winds and the first drizzle. Bleak mist obscures the narrow streets, cling to the rooftops, tangling in the bushes and swirling around fields. Fog and murky blackness suit the peculiar suburb. Nestled among the forests and mountains, it's a decaying, quiet place waiting for winter. As the evening wears on, the town is wrapped in twinkling, thickening twilight, with only a few streetlights serving the solitary islands of illumination and ocean of darkness. One such evening, ordinary and cold, 4 teenagers are strolling around the old park, roasting a lively discussion. First fallen leaves rustle underfoot. As wind reaches the trees, the branches groan out a long plaintive creak, as if already lamenting moths from the mother's heart. Two of the teenagers, a tall boy and fair-haired girl, walk hand in hand. The friend carefully hops from one page, slapped in the next, bouncing through a bottomless chasm as though a bottomless chasm might yawn and open beneath them. A quiet, stooping boy in glasses trails behind them, casting glances at the road. Ahead the street spills in two, then veers softly out toward a wasteland. Just a half-century before, Tom's school stood there. Now on a barely discernible foundation, the heaps of broken bricks choked by stubborn vines remain to remind them of their erstwhile existence. Year by year, students taking that path, carrying with them their thoughts and fears, high hopes and grand dreams. The tough exams of first crust the bullies box on the hair and dining right, or simply yearnings to be a star player of a local team. But here to glow in autumn gold, cloaked in verdant summer green, and blanketed beneath snowdrifts. Riverwood will never forget them. Just they'll never forget their town and its secrets. The older place grows, more mysteries keeps locked away. While the girls look, leaps into the stored blur of the light cast by an old street lamp. Ain't gonna catch me! Evil was family lives off recorded in Gossamer threads she can only perceive. Only she can perceive. She glances at the overgrown bushes which have long since forgotten the tender care of gardening shears. No child sounds like besties, the other girls scoff at her friendly gestures. If Brian was as agile as you, we wouldn't have been stuck in the dark in the school after dark. Chemistry's room never been so tidy. She wiggles her fingers to demonstrate, her palms wrinkled and red from the hot water. It's not my fault Mrs. Hopestone didn't save enough teeth to avoid spilling lisping. Besides, she should have explained better. The bottom must have been left open. Actually, she explained it just fine. But you put 3 chlorine tablets in the rubbing alcohol instead of 1. Surprise, the action was extreme. Yeah, that bang was something else. My left ear's still ringing. Eva stops, suffering a faint halo of light nods. She's never been reprimanded at school before today. Sure, she would have been way more stiff had it been Brian's fault, but still. It's just another adventure. Something her and her friends will laugh about one day. And a happy memory is worth more than any reprimand. Definitely. Especially when the parents will probably forget by tomorrow. Aight. He raises his hands apologetically. Next time we team up, I won't let you down. I'll put in 2 chlorine tablets. Few passes and row of houses as dissimilar to one another as ever possible in a suburb. Time-worn houses' windows glow faintly in sepia tones as if the light itself has aged and can no longer disperse the deepening darkness. Buildings they pass seem to be contending with the greatest neglect. Every other resident would be considered an eccentric in any other town. For instance, Greybone is leaning on a rusty mower on his top step. His stupid friend came for 2 decades. Abandoned duplex across the road still bears the scars of a long-forgotten fire. Its windows are boarded up. Even during the day, it has a miserable look. Keep their distance. Oh, Mrs. Harvest's house. Gloomy old lady knitted another pear-shaped cat and proudness seated on the terrace, thus complaining her ugly army. Ugly? Nothing wrong with that. Come on. Right, you had a cup of tea together. Did baby Tony apologize? Once Eva's brother flinched one of the cats and taken it home. And Phil's one of the cats and taken it home. Neither of the parents had called any attention to it. She decided to explain herself that taking other people's belongings without permission was wrong. Now I just want to apologize. Mrs. Harvest didn't say a word. She only gave us a cold stare sniff loudly. Can you see this poor Tony so much that he couldn't fall asleep her half the night? He has such a forgetting heart when it comes to your brother. You might as well be ahead of the night. Why in the world would you want to snatch a cat, though? He was just a little kid. He came, he saw it, took it home. Suddenly saw a friend that Tony had intended to give Eva the cat. He knew she wanted a pet more than anything in the world. Thought he'd cheer you up with at least a toy one. Never seen anything, he's never taken anything from him that didn't belong to him before. Not a fear of getting punished. Simply felt it was shameful. Indeed it is. The IRS should be abolished. Tony would sooner give away his breakfast than steal something from someone weaker than him. No doubt that kind of attitude makes school harder for him, but such is his nature. Contemplating her brother's had to go, he would smile softly. He passed by Mrs. Harvest's terrace, curiously eyeing her odd dolls. Twilight makes the cat silhouettes look eerie. Pale button eyes could mirror the faint light as if they know secrets that have been buried for too long. If I go crazy one day, I'm going to buy another crib close to the park. The neighbors here match me perfectly. Yeah, I can't stand the street. It's like it's lost in time and space. How can we head through the square? Princess Cecilia's mom was sweeping into the nearest alley. Gust of wind burst through the alleyway. Permeated the air was as a roll of wooden planks and rotten garbage. The houses in the alley looked like they'd been copied and pasted. They were likely been built at the same time as the house factory workers. The only thing that differs is the light in the windows, on or off, making it clear who shifted this tonight. 3 Christmases before, trying to get beaten up there. Small school students apparently did appreciate his soft tongue. So doing a snow bag and puck snow in his sweater. Must be related to Papa's neighbor kicking them all out. She came out onto the doorstep of one of Brian's classmates, a cute but overly chatty girl. By the next day, the whole school was heard the story about him seeing it, so his parents would whip like a puppy. They would have preferred being rolled into a giant snowman and left there like that till spring. Brian just the backpack full of baseball equipment, which is crawled on her shoulder and walks up to Ashley. I know, right? I'm eternally grateful to be done with school forever myself. So fed up with this school. All these teachers, homework, super tests. You just started. That only makes me want to study even less, I know, right? It's nothing worse than coming back to school after summer. Indeed. Some server puddle takes Ashley's hand. It's like we're in an old train you've already grown out of. Okay, college, though, I disagree on that. I didn't go to college, and I'm happier for it. It's a waste of time and money, as I see it. When I start working out that real catcher's key, leads to Betty Glove. His palm still hurt from Friday's practice session. He couldn't donate to the team left much to be desired. Favored by a slugger right away, he'll peel off much sooner. Best case today, he can be a bouncer at a bar. Ron doesn't get complexity of the world law. Dad says a good job like his is hard to find without higher education. Ashley grabs Leo her zodiac pendant. Nervous habit. Leo her zodiac. There should be a comma there. Whatever. It's a nervous habit. Something she does for others. She says something important. The comma's there. College is just no place to study. I know, right? School's too cruel. You don't see starvation in school. I like school, though. Little tries to squeeze into the conversation. After all, it's been trailed behind the others because especially parked pickups as if they might play. He hasn't kept up with his friends ever since he noticed till silhouettes in the fold. Oh. Not about that, yeah. Let me see, can I... Yeah, one female, one male. I wasn't sure if the mutilated faces stay back. Because swarmy hood, strays, horse, goats, gobbled words sank into his skin like windshield fragments, making his chest constrict like it's ready for breaking. Every breath painted like his lungs are pooling blood. The light flashed every one of the doorsteps, bursting blackness. Suddenly both seats were empty again. Strange visions ended nothing but local flesh. Flower Mill, that reminds me of Footloose. I've never actually seen the movie, but I do know that it takes place in Flower Mill, at least at parts of it. And it was so awesome at this beef and beer I was at a few days ago. I have like this kicking dance that I do, like literally kicking dance to that song when it's played, and the lead singer at Animal House, the band that was playing there, was doing that too. I'm apparently an influencer. I just thought that was awesome that he was doing the same thing that I do. Across the sweat his forehead, listens carefully to his friends. Of course, that was cool too if you had 5 scores, your scores, Mikey. Exactly! Brian quickly squeezes Esther's hand. Maybe I should wear glasses too. Sounds like homework doesn't sound so boring through them. They walked by the Murdoch's front garden and into the street flooded with pink and blue neon store signs. Better stop complaining. We only have 3 more of these of skill left. Only? Jeez. That's a long damn time. Just imagine, life's gonna be completely different afterwards. We might even lose touch. Let's see here. Yeah, and the net didn't arrive till 92, I don't think. But still, even just snail mail could be used and calling people. I mean, shit, snipes, they had cell phones back then. I didn't say the Sierra word. Didn't quite say it. I caught myself. Sierra being military famous for his civilian ass. To you, the idea of moving away feels like teleporting to an unfamiliar planet. So many new people, places, and interesting stories. She hasn't even fully explored Riverwood yet. Her minds, the town's old houses, and old residents still harbor so many secrets, enigmatic and dark. In comparison, some unknown youth raised safe feels like a bottomless well, possible to drain even if you tried 100 years. It feels like that would be hard to make time for anything from the past, but she doesn't plan to forget her loved ones forever. If friendships real, of course it's real. Yeah, exactly. This means nothing. My dad calls his friends from other states every single day. Okay, but let's be capitalized this year at the beginning of the states. It's a proper noun. More importantly, it's mine, single information all time. She's tempted to have their mainly business conversations and argue often, but they don't need to know that. In her mind, her parents are role models everyone's just trying to imitate, not just her and her brother. As a single family, the entire town happier and more close knit than Ashley's. That's nothing but the truth. Well, a couple of cornfields and state borders ain't enough to break you up. What the hell do Ashley's dad and your loving cornfields have in common? Look around! Edith stops and points toward playing in the darkness. Is anything really happening up here? Drunk Jim driver tractor to Javine was practically the only breaking news here in 6 months. Well, adulthood is a real challenge. People grow up and they start to feel tired. Time flew by so fast they won't experience school life again. I don't. Quoting someone else is one thing. Must you soon regret those bygone days yourself? After all, Eva already recalls her early childhood with nostalgic warmth. Back then, every little thing felt like it was brimming with wonder. Now, dolls no longer a sorceress, princess, or traveler from a faraway world. Toy soldiers as a piece of plastic, and black no longer serves as a battlefield for young creatures. Making stories up from others is simple, but how are you supposed to feed yourself? Maybe the older you get, the duller and more colorless the world becomes. I disagree. To the contrary, it becomes even better the older you get. You get more knowledge of everything, able to do more, without your parents trying to hold you down or nothing. It's awesome. It's like going back to a fairy tale you weren't grateful enough earlier. They're just nice words, nothing more. Bringing adults back to the textbooks they'll horror all day. I remember any fairy tales we were... Let's see something. Forced revolt is poetry. What about you, Michael? Let me see. Oh, interesting. Cool. That wasn't around when I did this. Me neither. Friends fell from one sword to the next, looking up the flickering lights. Up close, they no longer seemed bright and cheerful. They looked rather ramshackle and outplaced in the dilapidated suburb. Let's go home, okay? Dad's off shift today. Like, he comes back to grab a bite, and I ain't here. Michael trailed behind everyone, suddenly stops and looks near his time, stalks brightly and cheerfully as the day was hung. The arcade's open! I doubt there's anyone that'll be there this late. We can play Esplater. What's the air military fanatics? So I shout out. Yeah, Street Fighter. I actually have the Street Fighter collection that I purchased on Humble Bundles with the Lunar Warrior Project. I'll put the link to that in the description, the Lunar Warrior Project. Usually calm, quiet, and now blossoms. Behind the thick glasses is a silent passion. Totally, those stupid helpers, talkers, and high school jerks. Voice against the dusty windows, happy as a million idols. What? What, suddenly not going to run back to your kid to avoid Daddy's shellacking? I'll risk it. There's always a chance Dad will kick you in the head, but a chance to throw Hadoukens and not wait and freak him line for the game, now that's rare. Hadouken! Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. It's awesome. But there shouldn't be that gulf at the end of freaking. It's freaking, not freaking. Come on. It takes a little to make them happy, doesn't it? That's a good scissor friend. Let him play. By the way, did you hear about the arcade machine that appears in the hall by itself? Absolutely loves Roz. Eve's fantasies and realities have little in common. Friend refuses to grow up. In her world, even a terrible shoe might open its shells and spits from a ridiculous yawn. Which means that's why Ashley adores Eva. So incredibly different from Ashley over the rational parents, and from Ashley too. Whatever getting bored is an impossible mission. I wonder if that's a take on Mission Impossible. Even if they were both locked in the empty basement, Eva would still manage to discover something fascinating there. Just pull Ashley in, getting her into trouble again. They giggle about later. But Eva doesn't need to know that. Isn't it like anyone can stop her anyway? It's like ain't no stopping us now. That classic Philly song! Disco song. I don't care what anyone else ever says. Disco never died, especially not that song. Because as I said, it's from my birthplace of mine, the single race leader of all time, my home city of Philly. You stop playing, kids, stop. The game never ends. It's impossible. You try over and over again, forgetting about eating or even going to the bathroom. Over and over again, not thinking about your parents and friends. Over and over again until you run out of allowance, care for breakfast, stay hungry the rest of the week because you're dumb. Michael peels away from the glass and adjusts his offside glasses. Well, that doesn't sound so scary if you've got no allowance to begin with. Got anyone or what? Gosh, the monkey does like dogs look at a steak. Ashley is a fan authoritatively. It's creepy to go home when it's so dark out. If you win 100 tickets, me and Eva are going to pick a prize. Let's see here how I'm recording. Okay, cool. Good to know. Space's room is somehow stuffy, permeated with a stench of hot plastic guns successfully covered up by pungent berry air fresheners. Smells like wasting time. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what. Yeah, I know this thing. Let me bring up my mouse. This is based off Space Invaders. I actually have that on the Atari 20. I can never remember. Was it 2800 or 5600? I can't believe I can't remember because I pride myself on randomly having like an open because I'm a Republican. A. But yeah, I won in arcade in real life, Dave and Buster's. I won this vintage Atari, like just a tiny thing, unlike the original Atari, that can be plugged into a TV and has all the games from the original system on it, all built in. This, I'm not sure what this is a take on. As if this does look like school. I know that. Flavors, screensavers, and demo walkthroughs melded into a terrible cacophony. And one of the Zonal cafeteers sealed himself with some greasy cushioned headphones. Balls of plastic posters, promotional flyers, and all sorts of paper trash. Alright, yeah, now I'm trying to remember how this is done, because Molly did this, and she was able to get it on her first playthrough. No one inside except the cashier. The floor is peppered with trash from crumpled soda cans and chocolate bar wrappers. The arcade closes in 30 minutes. Local kids always hang out here this hour in the summer. Hall is packed with all sorts of arcade machines. Each game is named glowing brightly. Clips of characters deliberately fail to beat certain levels. Flashes on the screens over and over. As a take on Donkey Kong, of course, Monkey King. Surprised they didn't have that, but well, I guess that maybe that's copyright for Street Fighter 8. I don't know. Boy starts searching for the most interesting game. Let's see. Okay, cool. I can use my controller for that. Galaga, yeah, it also is on that. I have that too. Yeah, exactly. Q and Ren, nice, instead of Ryu and Ken. Spoiler, the best game the hall has ever seen, definitely. Well, actually, Mortal Kombat's even better because that had like actual human beings digitized into the arcades, which was like a huge thing for its time when it first arrived in '92. I have the entirety of the classic Mortal Kombat games on Steam here. That I wish I could have purchased on Humble Bundle, but they didn't have it available. But yeah, I got that on Christmas Day of last year because I had a Steam gift card. I was waiting for that, and yeah, and the problem is it doesn't really support this controller that well. Let's see here if any of these are. There don't seem to be any kind of Easter eggs, these leaderboard things. But yeah, ready to jump each other. The floor around the arcade machine is brightly polished, warmed by steel stickers. Hey, Laoga. Okay, nice. This is one of the most famous arcade games. Now, its veteran arcade camera is only used while the others are busy, or when a couple of truly insane nerds try and fail to break the record of someone named Lily Rat once or twice a month. I don't get where that comes from. Monkey King. Arcade Golden Oldie. Yeah, that was from all the way back in 1980. The game machine's ancient and poor condition. The sign barely even flickers anymore. One of the buttons is cracked. It's over here! Boys run over to the scene. I was surprised that they didn't get copyright for how similar this looks to Ryu and Ken. Actually, it's pronounced Ryu. But I have to pronounce it Ryu, because I think that makes more sense. But yeah, it hasn't been met the same way as time more neighbors have. Even still, the buttons and plastic clear casing bears scuffs, cracks, and gravity marks that like couch his hands. Worst of all, instead of some thrill music, the machine's only made a hoary breeze. That means hairy. That's like an old school term for hairy. Like an old man struggling to clear his throat instead of pushing a death rail out of his rusty lungs. A piece of cardboard with a blood-curdled inscription stuck to the screen. Central 1104. No cashier cannot fix it. Where is your justice? Who's the guy from here with yours? The monkey holding the barrel? So this is coming. I love this. This reminds me of Michael Myers. I've never actually seen any of the Halloween movies, but I do know that that's what he looks like. I wonder if that was intentional. Not till at least next Tuesday. So I'll need to choose some other game. Try Road Blasters. It's the first is here. Cashier points to the brand new arcade game displaying a car blown up and drowned in fire pixelated cloud. Dang it! Michael's voice trembles. He so less of himself betray such emotion, but Brian has his back. What else have you got? Other than cars? All that in a bag of chips. If you rank in the top 5 of Pokemon, I'll give you double fries. That's for the counter. Alright. No one really plays this trash. We've got a steel shot set record. Just see how I'm recording because I might have to stop here because I don't want to take up too much space. Okay, yeah, I can still record a bit more. Gray cat lounges on a chair next to another machine captures the girl's attention. 5 letters sound our pink color. Lucy. So sweet. Cat flattens her ears and grumbles. I'll bet you $5 he doesn't remember how to clean hands with no cheese ball dust on them. This kind of looks like Mom's trying to paint last month. Let me guess, the cat and the paint have mandibles like a pair of tentacles? I wish. She's just the background. Mom pays people, you know how she is. Actually, no, she wished she didn't, though. Those parents why she prefers biting Eva rather than visiting her. Well, one of the reasons, anyway. Been a slumber party used place twice. Both nights yesterday been played by nightmares. Root causes a few masterpieces Eva's mom considered favorites. Compared to those monstrosities, plain old horror movies were just practically bright cheek cartoons. Oh right, you have to take on Pac-Man, Pumpkin, yeah, Sam. Meanwhile, the boys approached the corner out for a Pumpkin machine. Instead of usual Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, bright orange pumpkins flying around tough level licorice candies. The split sees the odds of poisonous shades as a bunch of green plots chase the voracious pumpkin. What you think? Are these ghosts? Use a hunter shooting the pumpkin with a shotgun. The best is 100 souls then. Awesome, let's get the pumpkin. Then everyone's happy. The hunters and see if their dreams were home. Brown saucery. Yeah, here we go. Coins credit the machine's mail earns and cell in its stomach. The maze dissolves into pixels and rearranges itself in the first level. Its corners are speckled with candies and the ghosts begin darting ravenously around the cage. Back home? With no prize? I don't leave until we empty out the prize counter. Close here in half an hour. 5 weeks of Michael. These guys have 15 minutes to let's cry was at the counter. Okay, I'm trying to remember how this goes. Okay, okay, here we go. Alright, so let's see here. Where is he? Okay, here we go. There we are. Here we go. Okay, work me here, game. Tell me this works. Tell me this works. Tell me this works. Ah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just keep it in my controller. That should be fine. Just a little bit more. There we are. Okay, here we go. Okay. Come on. Come on, work me here, game. Here we go. Okay, cool. Almost there. Almost there. What? Damn it. Just one that was... Give me a break here. Oh, come on. Fair Dodger, you lost Pumpkin Man achievement unlocked. Well, at least I got achievement out of it, but I'm going to stop recording for the time being, and I'm going to get through that somehow. So if you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, please consider subscribing. I'll sub that fairly well.